get that recorded. All right, guys. So there's more people funneling in. There's two people I want to introduce on this call. Well, one of them for sure. The other person I'm going to talk about. So first up, we got Ivan. Ivan is just a lead nurturing ninja. So Ivan, he's agreed to partner with us here at Empower to share some of his expertise, and I'd love to tell a little bit about him, like my experience with him, and then I'd love to set the stage for him to show you everything that you're going to learn from him. So I actually met Ivan through one of our clients, Isabel, who's on this call right now. Isabel, I know you're muted. You're probably busy being a badass, so you don't have to talk. But Isabel owns a very high ticket med spa in Texas, and she does really, really well. She does all kinds of different services, including like injectables, fiberblasting, all of that good stuff, PDO threads. She's just like, she's a badass. And she told me about this guy. She was like, I need to get you in touch with Ivan. Ivan is so smart, Hannah. You're going to love him. I finally got in touch with him and I really understood what she meant. So, what Ivan was doing for her was taking the leads that I was helping generate for her through the ads, and he was turning them into prepaid booked appointments that were showing up with the expectation of eventually buying her higher ticket fiberblast services. And I'm not sure what the stats are right now, so I'll let Ivan tell us some of the stats on Isabel's current campaigns, but it's my understanding that he's made her quite a bit of money over the last few weeks. So
Good.
I'm sure Isabel loves that. But he's going to share with us some of his scripts, the things that he does, some of his best practices, and I think it's going to be a huge value add for all of you here. So please, please, please grab your password notebooks or your regular notebooks and take some notes. All right.
Thank you for that intro. I'm not quite sure how to follow up with that. Yeah, well, thank you once again, everybody, for joining. This is the first type of call I've had with a group session, and I'm really honored to have everybody here. Yeah, so we work with Isabel. I think it's been, we launched our stuff. I think it was a month and one day. I think it was September 3rd we launched. And when she was working with Hannah, obviously Hannah's really good at running ads. No, I can't say anything against that. But so she was getting, end of the day, I think Isabel was telling me she was getting about 4 to 5 appointments a month. And we've been working for a month now, and I think I think it's been like 23 appointments have already showed up. So there's obviously more that are scheduled that haven't showed up yet, that are scheduled for next month and stuff like that. So a lot of those appointments turn into like deposits for the full fiberblast facial. People fiberblast, they don't want to get it immediately, obviously, because they have to prepare. You got to set aside 10 days. But I think overall, Isabel, I think we have between like maybe 7 or 10, either people that have already done it or have a deposit down that are planning to do it. I think something like that. So Isabel's the lowest package that she's selling is with including the discount that we're giving is $1,800 for full face fiberblast. So you can do the math there. It's anywhere between like 17 and pretty much 25K in sales. So, and fiberblast, we all know, is very high margin. So it's about 80 to 90% margin, including after you pay your esthetician. So that's a lot of money right there. A big ROI on ad spend. So that's what we did with Isabel. So I'm going to share my screen. Do I have permission, Hannah? I don't have permission to share my screen.
You're good now. Guys, if y'all don't know what fiberblasting is, I just dropped it in there. So fiberblasting is like that. It's like jet plasma. It's very like, I just dropped it in there. You basically look like Hellraiser for a few weeks. I don't know if y'all know the old school Hellraiser, like horror film, like where it's all the pins. You look like that guy for a few weeks, but it like helps reverse a lot of the signs of aging, and it really is high ticket. You should
Yeah, it's
have
great. I love fiberblast because the results are amazing. And you don't have to do a series of treatments, so it lowers your cost of fulfillment and it lowers like the complexity. So stuff like that. Anyways, we'll talk about treatments on a different call. Today, we're just going to be focusing on a very small aspect of the consultation process, which is just what questions to ask and in what order to ask them and how to ask them. And pretty much it's called the perfect consultation. Really quick, a quick show of hands. Who's here below $10,000 a month in sales? Do we have anybody in here that's below 10,000? Okay, perfect. Anybody here that's above 10,000? Anybody here above 10,000? We have a lot of people that don't. Okay, perfect. Rose, I see Rose, Kathleen. Okay, perfect. So I have something for everybody here, people that are below 10,000, people that are above 10,000. Generally, there's two types of problems that we're trying to solve here. So I'm just going to show my screen real quick. Oh, that was a sneak peek. So present. Stick with me. Okay, so now call this the perfect consultation, the medical diagnostic sales script. So I don't know if you guys know who Hannah's previous, can I call him your mentor, Hannah, Alex Ramosi?
Yeah, you
So Hannah can definitely agree with me here. I think Alex is the best at the game when it comes to just sales, marketing, business in general. And I took a lot of what he did for gyms and stuff like that. He sold his company for over, I think it was 40 million. Do I stand correct? Anyways, he was helping gyms pretty much do the same thing I'm trying to help medical spas do. And so I pretty much took everything that he's doing and I morphed it with my experience and for the industry more specific. And this is how I'm getting my results so far. So I'm going to share with you guys everything on how to do it and how you guys can do it yourself and how you can actually train your staff as well to do this. So let's see here. So this is what we're going to talk about today. So first, I'm just going to tell you a quick rundown of who I am, how I started in the industry, and how I started was I started selling $3,000 aesthetic packages over the phone without ever seeing these people's faces. I was still selling these packages over the phone, so I'm going to tell you how I did it. Next is the two biggest challenges selling high ticket, and this is for businesses that are doing below 10,000, and then they have a different set of challenges for businesses that are doing above 10,000. Next is why having a repeatable sales process is crucial and why it will lead you to having no competition. Second is how to prescribe the perfect treatment plan, the what, the how, and what in what order to ask the questions that drive sales. And at the end, we'll do a Q&A. Sound good? Perfect, perfect. Next, so yeah, my name is Ivan, and so my background is actually a sales background. I started in B2B sales. I was 21 years old. I dropped out of medical school because I wanted to make money. And so on my second month on the job, you guys probably know this, credit card processing. You guys probably get those calls every single day as business owners, right? People trying to sell you credit card processing. It's annoying. It's very hard to sell because it's a commodity. And on my second month in the company, I became fourth in the nation. And after that, like, I don't know, something ticked in my head. I realized that I could make money, and I decided to go back to school and finish my medical degree. So after I finished my medical degree was last year. What I didn't like about credit card processing was that it was always cold sales, and I wanted something. I was like, man, wouldn't it be so much easier if we were actually just selling people that actually wanted my services? And so that's how I got into marketing, and I started this company to focus really on a single problem. It was helping medical spas get consistent high ticket sales. So why do businesses get stuck is what I've noticed so far with my experience in the industry. So the short answer is a lack of knowledge on how to send their customers into high ticket packages. So generally two different categories. So we have a business that's below 10,000. So if businesses that are below 10,000, normally what I see the bottleneck here is that the business, they don't have a proven consultation process that generates them consistent high ticket sales. And once you get this process down, it's pretty easy to get above 10,000. As we said before, right? You're selling $2,000 packages. You just sell 5 of these, you're at that 10,000 mark already. So it's pretty easy to get to this point. Now, the next problem that I see hurdle that a business gets to is once they start getting over $10,000 in sales, if they're offering like a series of treatments, then they start a business owner experiences a problem where their calendar is completely booked. And so now they can't handle more customers, more patients. So they start hiring estheticians. And then, so the business owner is good at sales, right? To get to 10,000, you have to be good at sales. So the business owner is good at sales, but now they realize that, oh, my esthetician is not really good at sales, and it's really hard to train her to be good at sales. So the bottleneck here is that the business doesn't have an easily repeatable consultation system that can be trained to their staff. Does that all make sense? Am I talking gibberish, talking too fast? Perfect, perfect. Anybody experiencing any of these problems? And show of hands, who's having trouble selling high ticket packages just by themselves? Anybody here having a problem selling high ticket? Okay, perfect, perfect. Who has staff members? Who has staff members and it's hard to train their staff to sell? Okay, Rosie, I see your hands. Okay, perfect, perfect. Perfect. So this will be perfect. This will be exactly what you need. Now, so why is this important? Next, so it can help you acquire new clients profitably. So you do marketing, you're spending, I don't know, $50 a day on ad spend, right? You're spending maybe a lot of money, you're trying to do social media, all this stuff. All this money is going away to help get new clients, but you're not making any money when you get new clients in the door. So that means that you have a marketing budget and you're capped at how much money you can spend on getting more clients. Now, imagine if you were actually making money getting new clients. Now this pretty much means that your marketing, no longer a marketing budget becomes your bottleneck. Your bottleneck will now become, how do I service all these people? If you actually talk with Isabel, Isabel's calendar is completely booked. And I told Isabel, you got to start training your staff for fiberglass because you're going to have a hard time fulfilling all these orders. So that's what unlocks for your business once you can acquire new clients profitably. Does that sound cool? Sound cool? Awesome. Next is other spots can't compete with you. You start to build a moat in between you and the competition, because once you become known in the industry, they can copy your before and after pictures, they can copy your reviews, they can copy your ads, but it's very hard to actually copy a sales process inside your business. So they can get people in, but they can't ascend those customers into those high ticket packages. And so you'll start to, the competition won't be able to follow you. And last but not, oops, sorry about that. You can take risk without risking the bank. So once you understand how to make, $20,000, $30,000 in profit a month, you can buy that new machine. You can try this new thing with advertising. You can try all these different types of things that you always wanted to try with your business. But you're worried that if you do this, it doesn't work out, you're not gonna have any money left. So this allows you to try new things and differentiate yourself further from the market. Most importantly, though, is that you actually getting the results that your clients deserve. Because we all know this, that we can sell our clients a $300 or a $500 treatment, but it's not actually going to get them the results they're looking for, because the results they're looking for cost $5,000, and we want our clients to get the best results. And that's actually the reason why I'm more interested, ever since the beginning, I was more interested in selling like IPLs, broadband light, fibroblast, all these type of treatments, and not Botox, for instance, just because Botox, from my point of view, it's more of a short-term solution type of thing, where if you sell fibroblast, it costs a little bit more money, but they get the results that's much, much longer. And so that's what you can get with this. So your clients actually become happier because you're getting these amazing results. Does that all make sense so far? Sound cool? Do we want to do this? Awesome. So when to ask the perfect question. So now we're actually going to go into the script here. So it's this script, we're going to give you out this printout script. It's very, very, very easy. It might look a bit daunting here, but it's not as bad as it looks. Let me see if I can zoom in here. There we go. So I'm going to skip the first two steps. We're going to start. So when a person comes in, what I've noticed a lot of people that are below 10,000, what they do is, what the person needs. You look at the person's face, and right away you can tell, okay, they're going to need this, they're going to need a little bit of this, they're going to need a little bit of this, they're going to need PRP microneedling, they're going to need laser genesis, and they're going to need, PRP, and they're going to need some chemical peels, right? And that's gonna get rid of the acne scars, for instance, or fix up their wrinkles or sagginess. But a person, when you go to the doctor's office, they don't just tell you, okay, you need this, 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 this. They ask you a set of questions first to understand your problem fully, even though they might actually already understand what your problem is, but they just want to make sure. And so this is what we're doing here, because what we're doing here is we want to prescribe a person a treatment. So in order to prescribe a person a treatment, when a person first comes in, we actually have to identify what the problem is, right? Why are they here in the first place? When a person comes in, say, when it comes to your skin, what seems to be the main problem? Is it wrinkles, sagginess, pigmentation? And so I'm already giving them like an outlet of like what to answer, right? Is it wrinkles, sagginess, pigmentation? And then they'll give you a response. Okay, so it's sagginess. Now, are we talking the eyelid area? Is it like around the eyes? Is the jowls, cheek, or neck area? What are we talking about here? And so they're going to tell you, oh, I'm actually concerned about my eyelids. They're sagging. This is happening. I have my wrinkles when my smile lines. And so boom, now we actually have a goal for this conversation, a problem that we're actually trying to solve here. This makes sense? So this reason is so that when we're talking with a person, we're not trying to sell them something. We're here trying to tackle the problem together. Okay, so our problem here is eyelids are sagging over the eyes. Okay, another thing I ask is, okay, like how long have they been having this problem for? And then so they'll answer that. So any other problems? Any pigmentation that you're worried about? Have you noticed any sagginess? And so kind of just see what other problems I can unveil through this in this first step. This is very crucial. If we don't know what we're talking about, why we're having this conversation, then it's just going to sound like you're trying to push something onto them. And that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to figure out what their concern is and how we can help with that. Perfect. Now, after we've identified the problem, we want to recap the goal. So we're both at a common understanding that, okay, this is what we're here for. Okay, so just to make sure we're on the same page, you're here to tighten the skin, and more specifically, you're trying to tighten it kind of on top of the eyelid, and you want that to sort of go away and not look too fake, but just look natural like it was maybe like 5 years ago. Sound about right? Yes? Great. We do this all the time. Does that make sense? So we recap the goal. So now we're both at an understanding here that we're here to get rid of the saggy eyelids. Perfect. So reinforce urgency. So here I want to, do you have a specific time frame that you had in mind when you wanted to achieve this? Is there something special coming up? So this way, we understand because we want them to take action today. So all these questions we're asking so that in the future, when we do the ask, if the person doesn't want to do it now, we can remind them that, hey, look, well, you have this wedding coming up. This would be perfect for the wedding. So we want to reinforce urgency, understand why they actually want to do this. Not just they have saggy eyes, but why do you want to do this? And so if they say that they don't have anything special coming up, I always ask, oh, okay, so like, I'm just curious, like, why now? So why are you here today? Like, if you don't have anything special coming up, why didn't you do this yesterday or like a year ago or a month ago? Why did you decide to come in today? And the person will give you a really well thought out answer of why they actually came in today and why they want to solve this problem today. This is all super, super important. Next, what we want to do is just want to understand the importance. So why is this important to them? So everybody has their own reasons why they want to do this. And so how I always ask is I say, hey, look, but if you just ask them, why is this important? They're going to look at you weird and they're going to understand that you're reading from a script. So I always sort of back away and say, hey, look, I mean, I help, as you know, I help women all day achieve their aesthetic goals. And over the years, I've noticed that every person has their own motivating factor on why they want to like tighten up their skin or get rid of their pigmentation. So I'm just curious, like, why is this important to you? And then if it's pigmentation, they often say they don't want to wear that much makeup, right? If it's their wrinkles, they're going to say that, oh, I just, when I look in the mirror, I don't see in the reflection how I feel on the inside. And so, and if they don't give you a good enough answer, then you dig deeper, say, okay, well, is this problem like preventing you from doing something or feeling a way that you want to feel? Do you feel like it's holding you back? And so you want to get sort of an emotional tie onto why it's important to them. Do these questions make sense so far? Like why we're asking these questions? Do you feel like you guys would be able to do this? Does this seem easy? Okay, perfect. Next is, okay, so we sort of have our whole background, right? We understand why they're here. We understand why they want to do this, why it's important to them. We understand why it's urgent for them. We understand why they want to do this now. Next, the thing is that they've probably already done something, right? You're probably not the first time they're thinking about treating their skin. So we want to figure out what they've done in the past. So, okay, so have you tried anything in the past for to fix like this eye wrinkle stuff? Have you done any like professional treatment, skincare products, or surgery? So they're going to start telling you, okay, so professional treatments, they're going to say, okay, I've done microneedling. Microneedling is very popular, but as we all know, microneedling doesn't really get people the results that they're expecting, and they have to do a lot of it, and they still don't get the results they're expecting. So every single section everything that they've done that they're telling you, you have to dig deeper into that. So, for instance, person tells me they've done microneedling. I say, okay, and like, how long ago did you have it? Oh, I had it 2 years ago. Okay, how many sessions did you have? Oh, I had a series of 3. okay, how'd that work out for you? It worked out, oh, it was nice. I saw some sort of difference, but at the end of the day, like it didn't get me to the result that I wanted to get to. Okay, have you tried anything else? Yeah, I tried IPL, for instance. Okay, how did IPL work for you? And so you dig deeper, you want to figure out every single treatment, what they've done and what was missing. So after I finish with the professional treatments, I ask about what's their skincare routine look like? What products are they using? How's that working out for them? How long ago did they start using it? So you want to, the identity gap part of this consultation process is, I don't want to say it's the most important, every single step is super crucial, but here you're probably going to be spending back. You want to get to the end of every single thing they've tried individually, and then you want to ask about everything they've tried. So if they tried professional treatments, you want to figure out every single professional treatment they've tried. If you try, and then the skincare products, every skincare product they've tried and how that's worked for their skin. And at the end of all that, when you ask all those questions, you want to ask them, okay, well, what do you think's been missing? Because obviously something's not working for them if they're talking to you right now. If everything worked great, they wouldn't be at your spot at the moment. Does that make sense? So there's obviously a problem here that's missing, and they might already have some ideas. And if they have some ideas what's missing, that's a perfect avenue for you to opportunity for you to give represent yourself as a way to solve those problems. So the main three solutions for skincare is they're not getting treatments that are actually giving them long-lasting results, right? So for instance, they're getting Botox, right? Botox, it works, and it works amazing, but it's a short-term solution and you're only treating the symptom, for instance, right? And as we all know, if you do Botox consistently 4 times a year for 8 years, your muscles actually start to atrophy, and you actually get the opposite effect where your
What did you say about that?
I'm sorry, what? Oh,
It looks like she accidentally unmuted herself. You're good, Ivan.
oh, okay, no worries. So they're not getting treatments that are giving them long-lasting results, right? So I would put any sort of superficial, right? Like hydrofacials, any types of facials, all these Botox gets them results, but not as long-lasting. So they're not getting results that are long-lasting. Second thing is a lot of people aren't using quality skincare products, right? So they're buying stuff from Target. I mean, we all know this, right? They're buying stuff from Target, or they're just using moisturizer. Either they're not buying quality products, or they don't know what they should be buying. So they don't have a premium skincare routine. And next is that the third bucket of people is that they have the products, but they don't stick to it, right? So they're really bad at the routine. They can't do it they have a hard time sticking to it to the morning routine or a night routine or doing a morning and night routine. So these are the 3 main things why people aren't successful in getting the aesthetic results they're looking for. So instead of what a common misconception in spas is they start selling the treatment. They start explaining how this changes, this affects your skin this way, and they start explaining, because we all have a medical background, they start explaining it medically how it's going to affect their skin, but people aren't here for the treatment. I know it sounds a bit weird. People are here for the end result. Alex Morley calls it sell the vacation, right? People don't want to do the treatment to do the treatment. People want to do the treatment to have no more sagginess, to not have wrinkles anymore, to have a clear complexion. So it's like, if I were to sell you a vacation as an airline company, I'm not selling you the TSA lines or the flight or the stuff. I'm selling you Bali, right? That's what you get when you're buying a getaway, you're buying the end destination. So people want to buy the end destination. So instead of explaining to them what the treatment actually does and how it works and going really in depth about that, what you want to do is you want to just do a quick story on what was missing based on what you identified in the identify gap stage. So when you're asking all these questions, they're telling you these problems, you've noticed that all the treatments they've done in the past, those treatments aren't meant for long-lasting results. So for instance, they're only doing hydrofacials, right? Obviously, hydrofacials aren't going to get them the results they want. So you say, yeah, so I have the stories here in the bottom of the script, so you will be able to read them. So I call this the braces story. It was, yeah, have you or anybody close to you ever worn braces before? They say, of course, they say, yes, everybody's worn braces. Okay, and like, how long, did you know them before they wore braces? Yeah, they used to have like really crazy teeth. And how do they look now? Oh, they look amazing. And how long has it been? How many years has it gone since they've had braces? Oh, it's been 20 years. Perfect. So that's kind of the exact thing that we're trying to do here is get you the right amount of the right treatments for the needed amount of time so that you get results that can actually last, not 3 months, not 6 months, but 2 to 5 years. And if we can do minor touch-ups, then we can have those results lasting for a lifetime. Does that make sense? Boom, that makes sense right away. Okay, that's how your treatment is different from their treatment. Next is about the personalized skincare routine. I call it like the makeup organizer toolbox. So we're here to achieve two important goals here. We want to give you a treatment plan to bring you noticeable, long-lasting results. But secondly, we want to design you a suitable skincare routine that suits your skin and lifestyle, right? So like, think about it when you organizing your makeup bag. First, when you first just started using makeup, it was probably chaotic all over the place. You didn't know where was what, and you didn't know what was working. Now, 15 years later, after using makeup, you probably only have a handful of products that you stick to, and you know what works, and everything's organized, and it doesn't take you that much time anymore. And so that's what we kind of want to get you with your skincare routine. So we figure out what works and use the minimum amount of products needed to get you the most amount of results. That makes sense? Yes, that makes sense. Perfect. And next is accountability. This I just swiped exactly from Alex's. So when you were a kid, did you like brushing your teeth? No. Did your parents force you to brush your teeth? Yes. Now, do you brush your teeth now without your parents telling you? Of course. Now, it's hard to start new habits, and we normally need somebody to keep us accountable so that we can keep at it until we're actually good on our own. And that's why an accountability coach is like insurance. That way you know that you're going to stick with it. And if you fall off, the insurance policy is going to cover you and get you right back on the road. Now, that's why the most beautiful models in the world still have coaches, right? So it's the biggest lie in the world that people think that they're not going to have a coach or that they don't need a coach, when in reality, every person that wants to achieve has a coach. And that's why you weren't able to stick with it in the past. So does that sort of make sense? How we sort of offer these three different stories? And there, boom, you've explained the program. They don't need to understand any more about the intricacies. They know how they're going to get their results. You're gonna give them a treatment plan that's going to get them long-lasting results. You're going to give them a skincare routine that's going to fit their routine, and you're going to follow up with them to make sure that they actually stick with it. Now, you would only explain the story based on what was missing from them, right? So if they don't have a problem with sticking with routine, there's no reason to tell them about the accountability because they don't need it, right? If they already have a really good skincare routine, then there's no reason to put that on them. But anyways, you mix and match. Sometimes you tell all three. Most of the time you tell just two of them. Next, after that, you say, okay, perfect. Well, like 12 months from now, Sarah, 12 months from now, what would make you say that this was like the best decision of your entire life? Like, what would make you say, wow, this was amazing? And so she's going to tell you what her expectations are. And you say, yeah, I think we can actually get you there in 12 weeks. You're going to see what they want. You're going to already look at their skin. You're going to give them a base amount, how long it's going to get them to take there. And to make sure results last, we'll set you up with a plan to make sure you feel fresh for as long as possible. And then you only ask about the treatment. Do you want to hear how the program works? They're going to say yes. Everything is custom. Everything is custom to you. That is why we guarantee results, because people only stick with what they enjoy and is realistic. So I'm going to ask you a few quick questions. Tell me which one you prefer. Do you prefer a more enhanced or natural look? Whatever they say smart move. Would you prefer a professional? To take care of your skin, or would you like to do more do it yourself? Oh, great choice. Skincare wise, do you prefer a template or a customized plan made for you? Good call. Now, do you have a morning routine or a morning and night routine? Totally makes sense. Now, would you prefer us to update you about your skincare routine and results, or have us follow up with you? Smart decision. And so then, as a recap, Sarah, I think we'll definitely be able to hit your goal. It's going to take about 28 weeks, and to get there in about 4 weeks to maintain. And so you're going to get the best treatments for a more natural look. I'll make you a template plan for your skincare routine, and you'll be sending me updates every single day to help you stay on track and hit your goal. And that's where we can guarantee our results. Does that make sense so far? How we recap the program, and now the program just makes sense. We didn't talk about how fibroblast activates the fibroblasts in the skin and does X, Y, Z and changes this and changes that. They're not going to remember anything you tell them. They're not going to remember any of that as soon as they walk out the door. So now that you understand how we're going to make this work for you, why do you think you'd be a good fit? Like, why do you think you'd be a success? So what we're doing here is we're having them qualify themselves for the program. All of our programs are limited. So we only want to take people that are really serious about changing their skin. So why do you think you'd be a good fit? Why do you think you're going to be a success? They're going to tell you, oh, I'm really serious about this. I really want to change the way I look. I'm ready to start this new chapter in my life. You know, my kids are in school now. I feel like I can finally take the time to focus on myself. And you're going to get the same response from everybody. You're going to say, perfect. I mean, I really think you're going to be a good fit as well. And I know that the owner would think so too. If you're the owner, you say, I really think you're going to be a really good fit as well. Now, so where do you want to go from here? Any questions? And they're going to ask about price. And I'm not going to get too much into price here because that's that's about closing. But generally, this is how you ask the questions and how you get to the close part of the consultation. So that's pretty much it. I rambled on for a lot. Let me know what you guys think. And I guess we'll start with the Q&A.
Yeah, guys. So first off, let's give it up for Ivan for coming into this group and chatting with us. Drop your questions below, or if y'all would like, just unmute yourself. I saw a lot of y'all paying attention. What Ivan was sharing is gold, guys. This is you said Ivan, you pretty much got this from Hormozy. So during my time at Gym Launch, Hormozy created what is called what he called the diagnostic sales script, which is what a lot of people have taken since, and that allows you to have that doctor frame, like what Ivan was talking about. And you absolutely want to take that, that sell the vacation, not the process, because it's like a gym. Nobody wants to hear about how they're gonna have to work out 12 times a week and, spend 7 hours on the treadmill and all of this crap. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to talk about how they're gonna be shredded once they're done.
Hannah, how much money do you think this script overall has generated for his gyms in total?
I remember when we launched the diagnostic script, it was created at my time at Gym Launch, and it immediately, within a month, I would say the first month, it probably generated the gym owners that I was working with probably $3 to $5 million collectively between that small group of people. That's just in a month, right? So Hormozy sold all of this stuff and gave it away to free to other business owners like Ivan or myself and anybody that does like what we do. And so what Ivan did, he was smart. He didn't just keep it and try to say, all right, here's how you do it, like give it to you. He actually simplified it even more. This is even more easier than the original diagnostic sales script.
I simplified it. I simplified it because I noticed that a lot of medical spas, they were having trouble. In Alex's script, he had the questions you're supposed to ask, but he didn't have like how you actually start the question. So in my script, I made it so that you can word for word just say this part, and it will not sound, because I say this script on the phone multiple times a day. It's my job. So I've figured out what works best and what doesn't feel fake and what feels very natural in that flows conversation. I see we have a set of hands. Chandra.
Yeah, but actually Chrissy says she needs to jump off and she has a question, so she can go first.
Oh, Chrissy. Thank you so much.
Chandra, you're my hero today. So we have a hair regrowth program that I'm actually trying to like turn into a specific set of like criteria so that the eventual thought process is that we can franchise this out to other like med spas, health and beauty people. Right. And so the problem that I'm really having is that first of all, it's kind of more proprietary. So it's not something that a lot of people are doing. It's a lot of like natural items. And so some people are kind of like, hey, I don't know if I want to trust the process. And so then the program is like a 15-week program. And right now it has a $1,500 price tag, but I actually want it to have a $2,500 price tag.
Mhm.
So how do you kind of overcome those barriers?
What barrier specifically are you noticing?
Could you hear me?
Yeah, what barrier specifically what barrier specifically? Oh, what's the exact what's the
Okay,
exact
so
problem?
how do I overcome? Because like with fibroblasting, people know what that is. They know that you're gonna look like a hellraiser and then it's gonna change it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then with something that's like you're creating, how do you get that?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about that on next week's call. This is pretty much just the questions. There's a lot of steps on how to get how to make this way easier and get way better results. In your case, do you have a lot of before and after pictures?
I do. So I have my adopted mom is going through chemo and radiation. She has a glioblastoma. She's lost 0 hair and she actually has thicker hair now than she did before she started her cancer treatments.
Perfect. So
And
I
so
would
we have 11 weeks of progress with that.
so you have one before and after picture, like one case study.
Yeah. So we've got it, like we're doing videos and pictures every single week. And then we're starting to add in different types of hair loss as I get to like week 3 or 4 of one person. Right.
Perfect.
So I'm kind of like staggering it out.
Mhm.
And then and I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's not a lot of things that you would think were
Oh,
All right, she's stuck.
oh.
I'm
Okay,
so sorry. I'm subbing at the
Oh.
middle school today, and so my internet is like not the best.
Mhm.
Okay. So I need the shop to get in better state so I don't have to sub. Okay. Like that's what I need right now.
No worries.
Um, so we've got the progressions, right? And then we have like now we're starting to work with our hormonal hair loss person. And she's at week like 4 now. So now I brought in my male pattern baldness hair loss person. So we're gradually doing that. And then I'm changing the procedure a little bit on each client so that I can have kind of like a control, right? Or a placebo effect to it.
What are your costs to fulfill the 15 weeks?
So this is, I'm so ashamed of this cost, but this is really what I have been having to do. $45 is the
$45
cost
total
that
for
I
the
can
whole
get
thing?
people to come in at a model call for.
No. How much does it cost? What's your business expense to fulfill on the 15 week?
Oh, it's like almost nothing.
Yeah. So in your case,
Like it's almost nothing.
in your case, I would definitely just get as many before and after pictures as possible in the beginning. So invest like a couple of months, try to get as many before and after pictures. Cool. What you would want then in your case is to have as many different types of people as possible, different types of situations as possible, so that when a person comes in with their specific case,
Right.
you can show a ton of those before and after pictures. So there is no doubt in their mind that this wouldn't work for them. Now, if your costs were high, then I would
Okay.
go a different route. I would, since you already have a before and after, you have a case study of somebody going through chemo, I would then focus specifically on people
Yeah.
that are going through chemo and helping them prevent hair loss or grow their hair back. Since you already have that use case. But once you
Gotcha.
have a lot of those use cases, since your costs aren't low, I would actually invest more time in just getting more before and after pictures. And that will help with what you're talking about with people not believing in the product.
Okay, because right now I was just trying to get my first 5, right? And this I've been working on this for 2 years. It is so insanely difficult to get people that have hair loss issues to be okay with trying something that's not Bosley, that's not cranial prosthetics, that's not, that's kind of like a different out of the box kind of thinking. And
Mhm.
so I don't know if that's a normal barrier or not, but it's kind of frustrating, to be honest.
Oh, it's normal, people just don't, people don't believe in it. So your goal, your goal here should be, okay, the question should be phrased as, okay, how do I get people to believe? One way that you can do if your costs are so low, you can definitely offer like a free, if they get, how long does it take for people to start to see results?
They see results between week 3 and 4. And
One
that's
way you
been
can,
pretty
one way you
consistent
can say,
across
you
the
can give
board.
a 60 money back, you can give a 60-day money back guarantee.
Okay, absolutely. And anybody that wants information, I know there's, I'm about to have to let my next class in, and there's some people that have been messaging, just DM me on Facebook because I have to log off. Is this gonna be on the dashboard? Hannah?
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna be uploading it tonight for y'all.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate, and sorry for cutting it short, but yeah.
No worries, no worries.
See you later.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you for your question.
Bye.
All right, Chandra, you're next.
Now I have to remember what my question was. No, so we have a very extensive consultation process here. It's similar, not exact, but it's pretty comparable. My issue is leads, which is why I linked up with Hannah, because I have a lead generation problem. But I am interested in, maybe this is gonna be, I just heard you say next week's call, so if maybe this is a next week thing, like, are you gonna talk about pricing and the close? And like, also, my other question is this all happening on the phone? Is this all phone consultation? Like, are you doing this through, like, say the ads come in, or say the ads go out, you get a lead, you text them the, like, do you want to book a consultation flow or whatever you want to call that? And then this is what you're doing, this that way on the phone, like everything that you scripted? Is that the process that you're following?
Oh, okay, so that's a really good question. So on the phone, I do like a mini part of this. I pretty much, yeah, I do a mini part of it, just like a quick, it's pretty much my phone consultations are between 10 and 15 minutes. So, and that's just to get people in the door. So no, I'm not selling them a multi-$1,000 package over the phone. I used to do that. I stopped, I didn't explain that good enough, maybe. So I used to sell these high ticket packages over the phone. That's how I started. I was a little bit unconfident in myself and like doing lead generation stuff like that. So I said, hey, look, I know I can do sales. I'd go to medical spas. I'd say, hey, give me your customer list and let me just sell them over the phone. And that's what I did. And then, but you make much more money if you get people in with a very, very cheap offer, an intro offer, I call it. And then you actually sell them inside the medical spa. You get a much higher end of the day ROI is much, much, much higher.
Okay, because
So-
that's what was my question. Like, usually we try to get people like in the door for a consultation. The only time I do like virtual consults is if they are out of state and they're looking for like a topical protocol only, then I can do virtual consults. But like if they're looking for service, obviously I want them in here because I feel like I do much better in person than on the phone. Plus, how can I be on the phone all day if my hands are on clients? So it's like, pain in the butt. I don't have a team. We do not have a team yet. We are the team. But for us, the undertake K thing is really just a lead generation problem at this point. Like, it wouldn't actually take us a lot of sales to make 10K because we are a higher price place, but I need like the Hannah Ivan.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. It's not that hard once you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And the beauty is that once you have a lot of leads coming in, it gives you a lot of times at bat to get better at the sales. And then you start seeing, well, as time goes on, you start seeing your ROI go up and up and up as time goes on. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, but in terms of pricing and stuff like that, I think the next call, I mean, I'll talk about with Hannah. Maybe she'll ask like a poll in the group what people are more interested in. Is it package creation? Is it so package creation is the reason why you want to do package creation is because it's what gets people to buy. So it's called an irresistible offer. Because I generally, so the close part, like objection handling, I train that at the very, very end. because I consider it's a higher skill to have. It's much harder to train somebody to be good at closing and stuff like that. And so I like to just put all the cards in your favor, stack the deck, where you don't even have to do objection handling. You're still going to have between a 30 and a 50% conversion rate. And that's already going to transform your business. So that's what I try. That's how I try to do. Try to do the simple things first before we get into the more hard stuff.
Yeah, we're just like introducing like packages, which I would love to just sell packages, you know what I mean? It would be
for
great
sure.
to sell packages. So we just started doing that, and I'm kind of just curious if our price points are good. I mean, I think they are based on like knowing how much we spend on product, and it's really your time, right? So, but I am curious kind of like what the price points are for other places that are doing similar things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, generally I wouldn't really look at other people in terms of pricing. Set your own prices, sell the results. People spend tens of thousands of dollars on surgery for the same results. So there's a lot of room for you. Did I answer your question? Any more questions?
We got Rose up next.
Yes, I
Rose.
think I got kind of get my question answer already. So I kind of similar, right? So when you get a lead in, with shorter service like pedicure and manicures, it's easy to get them in, if you give like, the funnel that I did I'm doing right now, it's easier. But for like a higher ticket price, and of course you want to screen people a little bit, right, before they come in. Because honestly, like for some people, they see like a promotions. For example, it's like $100 off or like $200 off for laser or for like IPL packages, right? It's nothing compared to that. But when they see that, they're like, oh, they opt in. But because some people, they don't even know what it is, or they don't even know, how much does it cost. Because I did have a client, like we went through the process. It's like, oh, everything's amazing. And then when we dropped the price, like, oh no, I thought this is like, $80 a week or like $80 a month or so, right? I never think in thousands. So like, how do you screen off people? And when you get them to this process, that they are going to, like with financially, or at least they can commit with it. Because I do have a lot of people, there's like, oh, I know myself 100%. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do it. Even, like you give me a caliber, whatever, they're not gonna follow the process.
That's a
Yes.
really good question.
Yes.
That's a really good question.
So my question is like, what is your beginning? Like, what is your pre-screen to get kind of like your ideal client before you bring in them for like the whole, like at least 15-20 minutes consultations?
Okay, so that's a really good question, and I'm gonna be breaking your belief a little bit here. So most people have money. Everybody has an iPhone. Most people have iPhones. iPhones cost $1,000. If I were to sell somebody a Ferrari or a Lamborghini for $5,000, they would $5,000. So the question isn't about if they don't have money. The question is that they don't want to spend that money with you, right? That's actually the real problem. And with Isabel, we were just talking about the medical spa that connected me with Hannah. The offer that we were doing, where she's making, I think it's sort of between $15,000 and $20,000 in sales in the first 4 weeks. The offer was a $50 offer. So people were coming in only spending $50 and then getting upsold on a $2,000 package. So it's not about the lead cost, the expectations of the person. Now, that's not to say that you are definitely going to get a higher percentage of people that don't have that money than if you automatically sell them a high ticket thing over the ad or in the funnel, as you mentioned before. The thing is that the difference is in the pudding. We had 5 appointments come in before. We have 25 appointments coming in now. About 50% of them converted into the high package. So it's like 12 times 2, or 5 times 2,000, right? So it's way more people at the end of the day bought the high ticket package. So it's not generally about people not having money. So the generally is that people don't believe in the treatment, don't believe in the results. The questions that were asked, the consultation wasn't done correctly, so the person doesn't feel like this is actually suited for their needs. Another thing is that I don't know, do you offer payment plans? Do you have Cherry or anything like that?
I don't have payment plan. That's what I'm still working, because I'm from Canada, so think it will a little bit different over here with payment plans and stuff, and with the cost as well, right? Like I've talked about with a couple of company, but like the cost is not worth it.
Okay, I would put that on my number one priority if I were you.
Mm.
For spas that I work with, about 70 to 80% of their sales are with some sort of payment plan program.
Okay.
Now, payment plans, so as you said, there's a higher cost. You can actually set up your own payment plan. It's called, you can do it with ACH. So ACH is just like direct from bank. It's called ACH. It's only depending on who your credit card processor is. I know in Canada, credit card processing is very, very cheap in the industry, but it's between like 0.5% to 1%. And what that is pretty much you're creating your own custom payment plans. And then, so this way, if they pay all up front, they get a 20% discount. If they pay like half up front, they get a 10% discount. Or you can do your own payment plan where they pay like every month and you just deduct that money from their bank account every single month.
So I do the payment plan, but it's just like, I do it for like just for my own, like if they have, for example, like a 5,000 package, right? So they can do, for example, like first initial deposit, like a couple $100, and then they come in for the next treatment, they will do like 2,000-3,000, and then so that's what I do, but I don't go through like an actual bank to do like a loan kind of thing, right? Like that's what you
No,
mentioned.
it's not a loan type thing. It's direct ACH. It's direct. I don't know what it's called, what the type of correct wording is, but pretty much you're pretty much, it's like charging their credit card every single month, but
In
instead
front? Okay.
you're charging their bank account, and so you're not
Mm.
paying those absorbent credit card fees.
Okay, so I think that maybe something is have to do with like the CIM system that they do that.
Whoever your credit card processor is. So if you're processing your credit card through your POS system, then you can just contact them. They should be able to set you up in no time. This is a common comment.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and make sure they're not charging you over 1% for this. If it's over 1%, they're lying to you. It does not cost them anything to do this for you. Yeah, I can go over pricing and stuff like that. Hannah will make a poll. We'll think of what to talk about, and we can talk about how to price and how to offer payment plans and stuff like that. But yeah, payment plans is,
yes, that makes sense.
It's very, very, very important. I can't stress this enough. Very important.
Yes. So before you bring in a person for this, whole consultation. So when you're on the phone with them, like you'll see what type of question that you ask. So at least they are your ideal client.
Well, the ideal client is a client that has this problem. That's the ideal client. The ideal client is a person with this problem. Never judge a book by their cover, how much money they have. That's what I say. They all have iPhones, so they all have money, right? If they live in America, they live in Canada, they have money. It's so I would definitely don't lower your prices, but payment plans will help. What I also recommend is having like 3 different tiers of packages. So you can have like a $1,000 package that solves this problem, a $2,000 package that solves like multiple problems, and like $3,000 package that solves everything, right? So you can have like different packages.
That's what I need help with, because right now I just have like a single treatment, right? And when I put it together, then I may just do, like a 10 up to like 20% discount.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of other like machines that you can buy that are really cheap that like LED plus microcurrent. So it's like a mini facelift reset, costs $200, and the machine costs $200, and you can retail each treatment at $200, the value, and it really gives noticeable results, and you can offer that for free because it costs you nothing to do. So there's like a lot of little things that you can add into your business, like arsenal, that you can offer for free that costs you nothing to fulfill and makes your offer way more enticing.
Yeah, okay. Because I do have like a laser machine, and I do like IPLs and lasers and fractional laser. That was what I was asking, and like what is the difference with fibroblast and the fractional laser? Because fractional laser is like $600 per treatment, right? And you get a good result too. So, but I don't know about the fibroblast, so I may have to do
fibroblast is just
a
one session type of thing, maybe a touch up, and fibroblast, it's like $2,000 for the face. And if you want to do face, neck, and chest, it's about $4,000 to $5,000.
Okay, and it's like one-time treatment.
Yeah, one-time treatment, and we also offer like a free touch-up after 3 months.
And is that just like a same idea of the wound healing process?
Of the
Like
what?
creating a damage on their skin, and then it's like wound healing process. It's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
similar
it's like
idea.
about 10 days downtime.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I think that
Thank you
was
for your question. That
all
was a
of
good
them.
question.
Yeah, I think that was all of them. Yeah, so Isabel is a badass. If anybody here is like wondering what the hell fibroblast is, reach out to Isabel. She trains for fibroblast, I believe. And if y'all have any questions about any of the skincare type services, since that's what Ivan focuses on, feel free to also reach out to him. Ivan, I don't know if you accepted my friend request, Ivan, but or not my friend request, the group request, but you can join our group.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
feel free to
okay.
join it. One
Yeah,
thing I want-
Fiberglass is
oh, go ahead.
Fiberglass is really good. I think the machine costs like $4,000 or $6,000. Like it's really, really cheap. It's not like a multi $10,000 treatment. Also there's Jet Plasma. It's the new version of the Fibroblast. It doesn't have any downtime, so there's less risk. Because there is a risk with Fibroblast that you can scar the patient if you do it incorrectly. With Jet Plasma, there is no risk. The only downside of Jet Plasma is that it takes more sessions to do it. But yeah, so there are different options, but they're all really cheap in terms of average cost of a machine, and the results are there.
Yeah, I mean, Isabel, I don't know if you can talk. Isabel's really making bank in her business. A good portion of what she does is from fibroblasting, and she'll tell you that like it, just buying that machine alone was probably the biggest investment she's ever made in her business. And it's helped catapult her reputation, client results, all that good stuff. One final thing I wanted to just touch on, and then I want to let you go, Ivan, because I want to respect your time. And we also have our tech open office hour call right now after this. One thing that Ivan did, and he didn't even really mention it, but it's something that I hope everybody noticed, is when you're reading a script, you don't want to sound robotic. He had a very personable and friendly tonality when he was talking, and there was natural voice inflection, right? But that's not something he didn't just have it first off reading it for the first time. Ivan, I imagine you've probably done thousands and thousands and thousands of those calls, so you got really good at practicing it. But
Yeah, I can do it in my sleep.
yeah, it's something that you've got to practice. So like you got to run through it, and you got to make it sound natural. Ivan, are you sharing that script with us?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen one time.
Yeah, go for it. He's gonna share the script with us, guys, so y'all can give it a go.
No, not just that. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
So here's the bonuses I have for you guys. I'm gonna give you the Medspa diagnostic script. I'm also gonna give you a call recording. I was actually teaching one of the estheticians at one of my spas, where we were doing a mock call where I was actually playing the role of the esthetician and she was the patient. And so you're going to hear exactly how this script should sound in real life. And my voice inflections, the questions I ask, all that type of jazz. So I'm going to give you that call recording so you can get a better idea of how this should look in reality. And also, I don't know if, so I generally don't market fillers. Actually, I don't market fillers, but if any of you ladies are doing fillers, if you guys are buying from Allergan or from Mars, and you guys aren't in one of the top tier categories, and you guys are just looking for a way to make more money with the fillers, I have a FDA approved contact. They buy the same brand stuff from Europe. I don't get any commission from referring you guys there. But they've been really good for me in my spas, and they sell about 20% cheaper. So you guys get a little bit more margin on those filler clients that you're getting, because I know it's really hard to make any money with fillers because it's so expensive. So this should help you guys out a little bit. Make a few extra $100 or $200 from each filler client that you have.
Nice. Yeah, we don't hate money here, so I'm sure a few of us. Roxy's I think she does fillers, or I know she loves giving people shots, so she's all about it. Like she's like, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, you're muted, Rox.
Sorry, I'm at the Apple store because fun times with my laptop, but yeah, what that contact there, so it's all the FDA cleared stuff.
Yeah. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff. They're based out of Florida.
Is that percentage off the best tier pricing?
You have to take a look, you have to take a look at the,
Okay,
they have their
yeah.
pricing, like, everything's super transparent with them, and their support is really good. You call them and they reply, they answer within like two ringtones.
Okay, I was just wondering if it was worth looking into if we're already getting the best tier for the pricing. So, but I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. All right, guys. So Ivan's going to be in the group. He's going to probably do 1 or 2 more calls with us and trainings over the next few weeks or months. So start thinking about things that like somebody like Ivan could help answer. He is really a sales wizard, and we're lucky to have him. And then, of course, as always, our shameless plug, if you happen to know of anybody that could use services like what Ivan provides to Medspa is doing these super cool fibroblasting and related services, make sure to refer him over to Ivan, because we're all here to help you grow, and we want y'all to help us grow along the way too.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, we're only taking on like a couple more spas. So yeah, I guess in terms of what we talk about next, just to give people ideas. So if you guys need help, we can help with either talk about like either creating a sales environment inside the spa to help the sale with before you even start talking. So this would definitely help if you have employees already and they need some extra help. Another thing we talked about is creating packages, right? Pricing, anything else, Hannah, that comes to mind that I can help with?
Obstacle and like objection.
Yeah, objection handling, that will be the very last one.
Yeah.
Objection handling. I can do some simple ones, but there's really only 3. I mean, right? It's
Yeah.
money, spouse, think about it. But yeah, so I guess we'll create a poll. Whatever you ladies say that you're interested in, that's what I'll talk about next time.
All right, guys, let's give it up for Ivan. Ivan, thank you for coming in and hanging out with us.
Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I'm really blessed to have this opportunity to speak with you, and I'll be in the group and I'll answer any questions there.